Hello. I'm going to briefly explain the code I wrote for each of the projects we had for the midterm and the designs as well. So for the first one, karaoke night, the design is very similar to what we had on the example form. I didn't change much because we weren't supposed to, so I just have it as that, except for I changed the color a little bit and the font. So for the code itself, I have on the public class, I have the values declared with their pricing. Uh, Following that, I have the combo box for the user to select from. Also have the forum load. Here is there two choices to pick from, which is the number for the private karaoke and then the songs. Below that, we have the calculation button. Here, it calculates well, everything to make it work. Below that is a validation input to give the user a little warning, essentially, to enter a valid integer. And then below that too, we have the private functions for both the values for the public class, and then the clear button. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let me stretch this out a little bit. So 3 total cost is 897, and then switch it to the 899. 3 total cost 2697, and then you clear it, and it clears the form. Next up, we have the second project. The design for this one, I went for similarly purple kind of ish, and pretty much just followed what the form required. So for this one also, in the public class, we have the values and their pricing, and this invoice counter for, as an integer, 1. Below that is essentially the calculation button that does everything. Here it runs all the stuff, including the the warning messages in case they put something wrong. And then the list box, what generates on the list box itself. I added the spacers to make it look nicer, as well as the dash one. This one. And then follow that is the private functions. Here, the invoice private function, and this one was for the first and last name, although I don't think I actually need this one, but oh well. And then the next is the first button, which is the clear button, or the only button, and it clears the form. And below that, we also have the what generates on the clear button, this thing right here, the private sub, and it just clears the entire form, the text boxes. Oh, and we have the quit button. So I'll switch over. So for time's sake, I'm gonna just press a bunch of random numbers. It'll still generate it in the form. Wait, yeah, see, here's what it looks like. It looks pretty close to what the example had. And then clearing it clears the text boxes, including the list box, and it quits the entire form itself. So it works well. Next one, we have the third form, which I went for very simple, just kind of bland. Just the big button in the center and then the label for the average. This one, I have the entire thing is the validation loop. Here we have the integers or the numbers that it asks for, and then in the next one we have the list box, or sorry, the message box, and then it shows you, or it tells the user which numbers to use and work with, and then it throws it all into a message box for the user to interact with. So if I switch it over to 3, start. You press the button, and then you're met with this. So yeah, I'm gonna input all 88. I'll switch one to 94 just so we get a unique number. Besides that, there you go. Average 88.75, which I believe is true. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my midterm and all the code I wrote. So thank you.